Well, clearly a lot of you are really looking forward to Gotham Knights because, as you're probably aware, I put out a poll on the channel last night asking about, out of the content that was revealed at DC Fandome that I haven't done a video on yet, what do you most want a video on? And there was things like Doom Patrol trailer breakdown, Stargirl trailer breakdown, Catwoman Hunted trailer breakdown, and I'm gonna do all of it at some point. But Gotham Knights was the most requested. At the time recording this video, it was 76% of the votes were for Gotham Knights. So clearly a lot of you are really excited for this game, and honestly I am too. I when the trailer played at DC Fandom, I wasn't completely paying attention because I was working on another video at the same time. But after watching the trailer a couple times now, just sitting down and just focusing solely on that, it looks great. Like, there's so much going on here. There's still a lot of mystery surrounding it, but this trailer really focuses in on the Court of Owls and explaining who they are, what they want, and just the mystery behind them, because that's like their whole thing, is that they're just this mysterious society controlling Gotham City, and that's something I'm really excited to see in this game. Of course, I have some theories and stuff as well, but we'll get into that more later. But guys, are you excited for Gotham Knights? I mean, I know you are. So anyways, let's go ahead and get into breaking down this brand new trailer from DC Fandome. So we start off on the Gotham Knight, looking all spooky and stuff, and we get this big, huge reminder of the death of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, and the voiceover, of course, confirms this, like, yeah, Batman's dead and all this stuff. And I actually have a theory that he's not. I mean, most people are kind of know that he's not dead. I mean, it's pretty obvious, like, sure, like, oh, Batman's dead, but there's no way he's actually dead. But I have a theory of an interesting way that he maybe come back to life, or never died, but his return. But you know what I mean. So anyway, we'll get into that later, because there's something else that happens that makes me think it. So anyway, then we also find out that Commissioner James Gordon is also dead in this universe. So Barbara definitely is stepping up a little bit more here. So, and that also means that the Gotham Knights, aka the Bat family, is really truly on their own. They don't have Batman, they don't have Commissioner Gordon. They're on their own against the Court of Owls. I mean, not even the Penguin is like, I'm not even going to help you. So, yeah. And we get some brief glimpses of our different characters, our four main playable characters. We got Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. We got both Nightwing, aka Dick Grayson here, off to the left. And then also Red Hood, aka Jason Todd. And then finally the new current Robin, Tim Drake. So there's our core team. And then we get some great glimpses and just some flashes of what the Court of Owls is up to. Like, for example, here you can see what I'm assuming is some sort of Court of Owls operation in the sewers, and there's some sort of test tubes here, or not test tubes are like the tiny things, but just containment cells, which I'm assuming has to do with the Talons. And the Talons are, of course, basically the Court of Owls assassins. So the Court of Owls is a very, like, high-class, fancy, prestige society, but they still do some pretty criminal stuff, so they don't want to get their own hands dirty, so they kind of basically kidnap people and train them to become these crazy assassins and put them to sleep in these tanks until they need somebody assassinated that's a threat to their society. So then they just send them out, and they're like these mindless zombie assassins, and they're really cool. We get a great look at them later in the trailer, and then you get to see this right here, where you can see the glowing eyes of a Talon looking down from the manhole cover of a sewer, because that is one of the locations of a Court of Owls headquarters in the comics. So cool to see they're translating that here. And you see the big reveal here is that Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, is our voice over here, teaching us about the Court of Owls, saying they're like everywhere. And Nightwing is just automatically like, I don't believe that, like, the Court of Owls, they're just a myth. And then I love this part right here, how Penguin says they're listening, because that's really what the Court of Owls are. Like, they have eyes and ears all over the city. They truly are in control, and it's such a crazy thing. You get this great look at the Court of Owls entrance with the cool glowing Court of Owls eyes that looks great, and then a great look at some of the Court of Owls members, just these shady guys in business suits wearing those creepy owl masks, which are really, really disturbing when you think about it. And then a great look at probably like a meeting room for the Court of Owls, because again, they are like a high prestige society, so they have all these crazy business meetings, and you can see all the owl merchandise all around the room because that's kind of their obsession. And then you have this. So this, I believe it was Tim Drake that was picking up this key. So there's this key that kind of looks like an owl. It looks like the claws or talons of an owl right on top of like the eyes of an owl. So this is clearly something relating to the Court of Owls. I'm just not exactly sure what it is. Maybe it's a key to the entrance, or maybe there's I don't really know. I really have no idea what this key could be. Of course, let me know your theories in the comments below, but I'm definitely interested to find out. And then you get some great action shots here. This is a really interesting part here where Red Hood actually gets trapped in a cage, and we're introduced to this character here who, unlike the other Court of Owls members, is wearing a golden mask, and honestly doesn't even really look like an owl mask. It looks more of like an eagle or a hawk. So clearly this is going to be like the high-ranking official, maybe even the leader of the Court of Owls. So he's in charge here, and he has now trapped Red Hood inside of this giant round cage, and he's gonna be doing some torture in here to good old Jason Todd Red Hood. And then here's our great first look at the Talons again. These kind of zombified, mindless assassins that are just sent out doing the dirty work of the Court of Owls. They are so cool. You get this really interesting shot of Barbara Gordon Batgirl wearing a Court of Owls masks. Now, this could be a number of things. I mean, it could be the most obvious thing where maybe somehow Barbara actually gets recruited to the Court of Owls and becomes a member. Now, there's another possibility. Maybe that happens, but she's actually undercover the whole time. Or maybe it's just a hallucination and this isn't actually happening. We don't really know for sure, but this is definitely one of the big moments of the trailer that got me thinking and speculating. And again, let me know your theories in the comments below, because this could be really going in a whole number of directions. Then this is another one where you see someone sitting here in a chair with some sort of computer display set going on there with the Court of Owls on the computers, and it looks like an older man because of gray hair, and he's like turning the chair around and maybe getting up to leave. Now, this I feel like could maybe be Alfred, because we know Batman's dead, we know Commissioner Gordon's dead, but they didn't say anything about Alfred being dead. So maybe Alfred is trying to help out the Gotham Knights here on the mission, but then maybe the Court of Owls takes over his computer, so then he basically gets sidelined. That could be what's going on here, or maybe this is someone else. And then there's the bat signal is being fried because Batman is no more. There's another version of the Talons, because of course this is a video game, so it's not just going to be like the comics where like all the Talons are pretty much the same shape and size. You know, it's a video game, so they got to have different enemy types. They got like the small regular ones, like the melees, and then now you got the brutes that you can that will you know, have more health and have to take more damage and stuff. It's been a while since I've really played like an actual video game. But then there's Penguin. He just ends off this trailer saying that like they're coming for you, and it's like once you get into this, there's no going back. But Step Into the Night 2022, the game will be coming next year. I know a lot of people wanted more gameplay this year. I believe we got gameplay at DC Fandome last year, so I mean there is that. But honestly, this was a great trailer. Again, just developing the Court of Owls even more, just teasing a little bit of that action, some of the stuff that's going on story wise, and actually something I completely even forgot to mention was my theory about Bruce Wayne. So real quick before we end off this video, my theory is that Bruce Wayne not only is alive, but maybe he has been kidnapped by the Court of Owls, and that's going to be a big reveal towards the end of the game, that maybe he is now one of the Talons, or maybe not even one of the Talons, but at least working for or working with the Court of Owls. Maybe he's been brainwashed or something. And then wouldn't that be cool if that's like the big final battle of this game, is our Gotham Knights, our Bat family, versus Batman as a Talon. That's kind of my big theory. I feel like it makes a lot of sense. I mean, there's not really much evidence to support it, but that just seems like the kind of twist that game would bring to us, and it just makes sense. It makes sense in a lot of ways. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think about the trailer for Gotham Knights? Are you excited for this video game? What else do you want to see from it? And of course, let me know all your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.